Hey there, guys. This is Dr. Jeff Knight, and I am looking forward to sharing a few key things in terms of the benefits of fasting and how fasting is one of the simplest and easiest things that anyone can do to improve their health. So, fasting, of course, it's free. That's one of the coolest things about it. But there's so many wonderful things that can be done as far as with using fasting on a regular basis to really enhance and improve our overall health and well-being. And just to name a few things, I want to talk about the benefits of fasting. And actually, I'm going to share my screen here so that you guys can actually see some of the benefits and what they are. And I'll just discuss and briefly go over this with you. So, some of the benefits of fasting and some of the reasons why people should consider fasting. Number one is autophagy. What is autophagy? It's where your body is getting rid of the bad cells and the DNA. So let me just dive into this a little bit more because I feel like this is such a hidden gem that a lot of people don't understand and know about autophagy. And really, it's a natural process that happens within our body. How can we get this to happen? It's through fasting. So let me share a different slide here where autophagy, what it is, and how it can help you. So it, like I said before, it recycles your bad cells that exist in the body. So anything that would be considered rubbish, anything that considers trash, it's like, let's get these cells out of here and move on. Now, autophagy won't start happening until you've been fasting for at least 16 to 18 hours. And then, of course, the longer you fast, the more autophagy is going to take place. All right. So your body is utilizing these old damaged cells that are basically not going to provide you any value anymore. And your body's going to recycle those. It's going to get rid of them, turn it in and convert it to energy, and voila. Okay. So talk about efficiency, right? Our bodies are pretty amazing. So that means when, there's bad cells in the form of, anything from, I've seen people that have had skin tags fall off after fasting after a certain period of time. Now that was for a real extended amount of time, but the more frequently you incorporate some fasting into your life, such as this aspect that you can tap into, the more benefits you're going to get. It's not meant to be done all the time, of course, but there's some real power with fasting. So hopefully that explains what autophagy is. Again, just a quick recap: breaking down bad cells, recycling those bad cells as energy, and removing those bad cells so that new cells can actually flourish and be grown there. Because our body is constantly remaking itself. We're constantly regenerating new cells every day. Our skin, our intestines, our bones. There's only a few things in the body that don't regenerate, but overall, we basically are creating a new version of ourselves on a regular basis. It can take a long time to have a full new version, but autophagy. So there you go. Some other wonderful reasons why we should consider fasting: stem cells. Even after a period of time of fasting, we can actually have our stem cells increase. And these are going to be more benefits with doing a longer extended fast. There's different types of fasting. So probably the most common one people hear about is intermittent fasting. And that's basically the easiest way to do that is skip breakfast. Okay, so just skip breakfast and have lunch be the first meal of your day. So when you start to fast from the last meal of your day till the first meal the next day, that if you can go anywhere from, and some people need to start slow. Maybe if you're starting with doing 10 hours, then work up to 12 hours of fasting from your last meal of the day to your first meal, and then go to 14, 16, and 18, and then even do a full 24-hour fast. Okay. So intermittent fasting, basically skipping breakfast or at least pushing your breakfast a little bit later than what you're used to. And that there's incredible benefits from that. When we start to fast, and in this case with stem cells, that's going to come in after we've fasted for at least 3 to 5 days. Then our actually stem cells can increase, and stem cells will be used to help repair and regenerate some other areas of the body, similar to with the autophagy. It's going to help repair and regenerate damaged tissue. Ketones will increase with fasting. That can be used as fuel for your body. Ketones have been found to burn cleaner. It's like comparing ketones to natural gas stove versus a wood burning stove. And ketones burn much cleaner, okay? And it actually can be very therapeutic on the brain and can do some wonderful things there too. Fasting will actually provide some energy diversion. And I like the concept of this because eating is a real energy waster. I mean, think of how you feel after you're done eating a big meal. Thanksgiving, you want to go take a nap or sleep for the next 3 days. Anyways, all that energy that is being used to digest your food can now be transferred somewhere else and actually be utilized to help the body with other processes. Increased hormone sensitivity is another benefit of fasting. Resetting your DNA and resetting your microbiome or your gut. So those are some other great benefits. Along with hormone optimization, you will get an increase in growth hormone just from fasting, and that's more like when you fast for at least 24 hours. Growth hormone is the hormone that your body does use for recovery and repair in the body. You'll hear a lot of athletes sometimes trying to find ways to biohack to get more growth hormone so that they can have even better, gains or recovery, recover faster. Another hormone that also can be positively influenced, and all of you men out there that are doing, testosterone shots or trying to get increased testosterone, fasting actually naturally increases your testosterone. So a wonderful thing. Another hormone that it affects in a beautiful way is insulin. So when we fast, we actually increase our insulin sensitivity and makes it so that issues such as diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or the metabolic syndrome, those things can not become such a big issue for people. So those are some wonderful things when it comes to fasting and some of the benefits of fasting. So again, the different types of fasting, we've got intermittent fasting, which is when you're fasting in a window of anywhere from, ideally, the ideal range would be anywhere from 14 to 18 hours a day would be a good way to intermittent fast. Then you have your 24-hour fasting, which again is going to increase, that hormone sensitivity, autophagy, etc. Then you have block fasting, and block fasting is when you're going to fast anywhere from 2 days up to 5 days, and you can see an array of benefits. I already showed you on that past slide, and those are going to be incredible. And so there's ways to work up to that. I wouldn't say for people to just go and jump right in and do like a 3-day or a 5-day fast. Most people would probably be fine doing that, truthfully. It would be a little rough, and there is a time to know when to start and when to stop a fast. If you are going to do an extended fast, there are little key things such as, if you are checking your blood sugar levels and your ketone levels, if you start to notice when you start to fast, your blood sugar levels will start to drop and your ketone levels will rise. And the reason being is our body uses 2 sources of fuel for energy: glucose or sugars, and ketones, which are derived from fatty acid metabolization. Okay. And so when our glucose levels start to drop from fasting, ketones will rise and they will take over basically the energy production for the body. But if you fasted for several days and we start to see a flip, even after say 2 to 3 days when it had been like this, then your body might be saying, hey, you know what, we may need to break that fast. Another thing to look at is your tongue. So when your tongue, or when you fast for a long period of time, some people, their tongue actually changes colors. And it's not like, super dramatic all the time, although there are times where it can be pretty interesting. But if you have like a whitish film over your tongue, or even some people's tongues will turn even black if they're really toxic. If your skin color or the color of your tongue has changed back to a pink color, then that's also a good sign to stop an extended fast. There's other things as well, and I would be honored and happy to consult with anyone that's considering doing a long extended fast, because I wouldn't encourage anyone to do it on their own. And definitely consult with a doctor, a healthcare practitioner, such as myself, if you do choose to do a block fast. But then again, just to recap: intermittent fasting, 24-hour fast, block fasting. The autophagy fasting is similar to the intermittent fasting, which is where you can even ramp up the autophagy. And this is where you're going to fast for 18 hours, and then you'll have an eating window of 6 hours. And when you do go into that eating window, you'll want to increase good healthy fats, such as organic butters, avocado oil, or avocados, coconut oils, nut butters, those types of things. And then you keep your protein down to a minimum of under 20 grams of protein is what's recommended, just to make sure that you're staying in autophagy mode. Okay. So again, fasting, what a great tool, what a great resource. It is an incredible, thing that we can all use, and it's inexpensive and one of the most fascinating tools for our health and our longevity. In fact, one gentleman by the name of Dr. Thomas Seyfried, a very well-researched individual, he said that if people do a block fast at least once a year, that you're likely going to reduce your chances of cancer just from doing a block fast once a year. Okay, so cool stuff. Let me know. Please put any comments below or any questions that you may have. I'll do my best to follow up and reach out to you. Again, this is Dr. Jeff Knight on fasting and the benefits of fasting. Have a wonderful day.